Did you ever wonder why your child was so eager to get back to the video game that they were playing? That their brain seemed almost taken over by the video game. That's all they want to talk about with their friends. That's all they want to talk to you about. And they just don't seem to be able to shift their focus off of it, even when you've taken the screen away, or maybe you only allow access to the video game twice a week or on the weekends, and they don't even get to use the video games during the week when they're supposed to be doing homework. Yet on the flip side, you're wondering, well, why is it that they are so focused on the video game and they want to talk about it all the time and they want to engage with the video game all the time, but they're not doing the basic things of life, like getting dressed in the morning, getting their chores done, getting their homework done, and building these other habits that are critical for independence and self management as you go through life. Well, let's think about a video game and the video game programmers. They're really adept at building habits. And can you say the same for yourself? Can you say that you're really good at building a new habit? Some of you, I would say yes, right? As a parent, maybe you're really good at setting up a routine. You're very organized. You're good at sticking to the routine. If you decide that you want to lose weight, you just do it. You decide that you want to exercise more, you want to learn how to do something, you just put in the discipline habits and you figure it out. But I'm going to bet that for a lot of parents, especially if you have more than one child, that's not your life. And it's not your life because oftentimes when you have children, you're getting pulled in a million different directions. And the discipline and the habits and routines that are maybe easier to set up when you're alone are much harder when you're managing the logistics of a family and trying to get from one place to another. But that doesn't mean that knowing how to build habits and figuring out how to guide your children towards building habits isn't important. Because if you don't do it, the video games definitely are going to take your job away from you. And they're really, really good at it. So, what do I mean about the video game programmers being good at building habits? Well, let's think about it. Whenever you want to encourage someone to do something, you make sure that there's a quick reward, a quick payoff, a quick benefit to doing something so that in the moment, you feel kind of good about it, right? But then there's also the long range goal. The long range goal being, let's say if you want to lose weight, for example, the short range goal, oh, I figured out how to make this salad a little more tastier because I read a recipe that said, oh, if I just add this, it'll be fine. Or maybe my problem is I just don't want to prep it all. So if I prep it at the beginning of the day and it's easy for me to throw together, my quick reward is, hey, I'm proud of myself. I made a salad in a minute that was healthy for me and that's going to help me lose weight. But the help me lose weight part is the long-term goal, right? If all I'm doing is focusing on the long-term goal and there's no quick payoff or no quick reward, I'm going to get very, very tired of sticking to that goal because it's just going to feel like work, 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 and it's not going to be very fun, right? So we know that there's different types of rewards that happen all through the habit building process. And the other thing is when you're building a new habit, you set up a trigger, right? Like, once I put my sneakers on in the morning, I'm going to go exercise or go for a run. So I put my sneakers beside my bed. That is the trigger for me to start my new habit. And then eventually, once I'm fully involved in that habit and I feel like I've got a routine going, if I miss or forget to put my shoes next to my bed, it's not that big of a deal because now I'm invested in the habit and I'm going to do it every day, no matter what, unless, it's raining and snowing outside or there's some other reason that I can't do it. But to get to that place takes a lot of repetition and a lot of time. So what do the video game programmers do? You get all kinds of quick rewards. There's tons of opportunities to score extra points. When you get to a certain level, you get a smaller reward where maybe you're able to go into a store and buy more of this or buy more of that so you can build something, so that you can change your characters, so that you can get another cool magical weapon or something like that. So you get these short wins of building up your bank, or having quick successes defeating an enemy that's right in front of you. You get a mid-range goal where you could actually shop intermittently to upgrade your equipment, to upgrade your character, to change colors, whatever it is that you want to do, something new and exciting that shows you that you're doing a good job. And then you've got the long range goal of actually getting to the end of the video game and beating it. So you've got so many different levels of rewards built in throughout the process. You always want to keep going back, right? There's always more to earn. There's always more to get. And you stay invested in the long-term goal of beating the game. And so there's not a wonder that we're actually building a habit around video games every time a child plays it, and it stays with them. And emotionally, the kids are invested in the process. Now, if that video game also has a social element where some of their friends are logging on at the same time as them, like Roblox or even Minecraft, something like that, then that adds another level of connection that meets our human needs to be connected to others in the world. Okay, now we're engaging in a habit that also meets another human need. Our children are more invested than ever before, because maybe in the real social world, they don't have enough body control. They're a little bit socially awkward. They're not that coordinated. But in the video game world, they can be whoever they want. They're getting lots of rewards and reinforcements along the way, and they're able in short bursts to build connections with their peers and feel like they have a sense of belonging. Well, I don't know about you, but it's not a wonder that our kids are playing video games and that they're invested in the process. So if you want to take a page out of the video game programmer's habit building notebook, it's to think about how you can make the routines of life more exciting, more motivating, more encouraging. And that doesn't mean that you need a sticker chart for every single thing that you do, because stickers wear out quickly. And it's not just about earning, saving up for 10 stickers and going to get a toy at the store. Because one thing that you will find about children is there is pride in achievement, right? So sometimes the immediate praise of doing something on their own, and that they got their shoes on all by themselves, or that they went and got their backpack and they got a lot of positive feedback, not just for doing, not just because you expected them to go do it and then you're frustrated when they don't, but that you're proud of them, that they actually followed through on that one piece. That's a small bit of motivation and a small bit of praise that goes a long way. Now, let's say you up the ante and you tell them that you believe that they can get all their clothes on at once, and that would be amazing. And okay, surprise mommy and come to my room when you have all of your clothes on. Even if they're backwards, inside out, and mismatched, you're going to praise your child for the effort that they put in to do it themselves. And the next level up, okay, maybe it took a half hour for them to get to that place where that actually happened. Maybe you add a timer, and now there's an element of fun to it. If your child is not anxious with time tasks, that is to say, okay, how fast can you do it? Can you beat your score the next day? Now they're invested. Now they want to do better. They want to go faster. They want to stay on task because they're challenging themselves and they're getting another win. And as you build in praise and fun and social connection into the process of habits and routines for your children, well, the backside of that is that eventually those habits and routines become rote. They become something that the child just does, and you don't need to give them as much praise. You might be able to fade the praise to where you're only, giving that at the end when they come down to the breakfast table and you're commenting on how beautiful their outfit is. But please, please, don't let yourself get so distracted by the do's to set up those little incremental bursts of reinforcement, to notice them doing well, to notice them growing, to notice them expanding their skill, and putting in little strategies to help them expand those skills and develop their independence, rather than just expecting them to do what they're told. We live in a world of video games. That is who you have to compete with. So the strategies that you're using as a parent have to shift so that children become invested in the day-to-day things of life that you want them to accomplish. That when it at the end of the day, when they look better able to do things independently without relying on you, and you're giving them the habits of success rather than allowing video games to wire your children towards screen addiction and opting out of life versus feeling invested and empowered and showing up for life.